everyone and welcome to Dante Armours Gaming, and today is Tech News Update episode 8. So first of all, let's have a look at Intel and their 9th gen or 9000 series, or the Coffee Lake refresh, whatever you want to call it basically. They're starting to struggle with the supply and demand. So yeah, prices are a lot higher than we first thought they were going to be, and getting your hands on one of these CPUs are looking at being quite sort of difficult. So first of all, jumping over to scan for a i9, and you're looking at around about £600 for the i9 9900K, and they are chucking in bundles with these as well. So for the instance, at scan you get a free copy of Call of Duty Black Ops, and yeah, but it's out of stock, you've got to pre-order it. We then jump on over to, for instance, eBuyer. Again, you've got to pre-order it. However, with this one, they're including the VAT. So things are starting to look a little bit tight for Intel and the i9 9900K, and getting your hands on one, as I said, is proving difficult. I did come across one on Overclockers, and they have about 10 in stock, and this is the OEM. So this is the edition without the fancy box that Intel have done. Again, for a starter pack, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Killing Floor 2, Evasion, and Adobe bundle. But then if you want to go for the one that comes in the box, it's £660, and again they're chucking in the same bundle, but you've got to pre-order it. So you know, you can get hold of one, but it doesn't come in their fancy box that they're doing. So I don't know if that box is worth an extra £60, but Intel seem to think it is. Getting your hands on an i7 is again proving a little bit difficult. So again, Overclockers here, £500 this time for an i7 9700K, but on pre-order. Again with the same bundle that we've been talking about with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and the other little bits and pieces. Not going to go through it all the time. And eBuyer, an i7 9700K again on pre-order. And I think the only place I managed to find it, was it here? Yes, so Scan, they have a i7 9700K actually in stock. How many of them we don't know, but it comes with a price tag of £500. The more sort of accessible one, shall I say, or the one that's easier to get your hands on, is an i5 9600K, and this is at around about £290. Again, they're chucking in that Gear Up for Combat bundle, as I said previously, but yeah, an i5 9600K is actually £290, which is quite reasonable, and it is in stock in most places, so a little bit easier to get your hands on. And so yeah, basically Intel's struggling on either the demand for these CPUs, or they just physically can't make enough to get them out the door to be in stock everywhere that you go. So if you are looking for a 9900K, search around. Like I said, Overclockers have got about 10 plus in stock at the moment, but the OEM model, which is just the CPU in a basic box, they come in crates basically, and they put them in boxes, and you get a box. It probably doesn't say Intel on it, but if you want Intel's fancy box that carries a CPU, then be prepared to, for instance, on the 9900K, pay an extra £60. So if you're an enthusiast then, and you want the nice box, then yeah, go ahead and buy it, but I personally wouldn't. Prices, however, on the i7 9900K, the i9 9900K, and the i7 are basically astronomically priced for what they are. Don't get me wrong, it is, or the 9900K is the best gaming CPU out there, but the prices are a lot more than we first thought, a lot more than we were led to believe they were going to be. And for what else you can get out there, for instance, I'm not going to say that AMD are the best, but you can get an AMD CPU motherboard and money towards your RAM for the same price as a 9900K. So it depends on which route you want to go down. I'm not an AMD or Intel fanboy. I like both. They both have their pros, both have their cons. But personally, I wouldn't be paying 9900K prices, and I wouldn't sell my soul for one either. So moving on, and Intel's 10 nanometer processor And yeah, we've been hearing rumours that it was basically dead in the water. It wasn't going to happen, and we heard by semi-accurate that Intel was going to kill off the 10 nanometer process. Intel caught wind of this and acknowledged this, and basically have come back and said no, and they have denied ending the 10 nanometer on Twitter. So as you can see down here, as of update of 22nd of October, the media reports published today that Intel is ending work on 10 nanometer process are untrue. So they are still carrying on with it, which is nice, and they're making good progress on the 10 nanometer as well. The yields are improving and consistent with the timeline we shared during our last earnings report, and semi-accurate stands by its reporting. So you got Intel basically saying 10 nanometer isn't dead. We are still pursuing it, and we're still making progress in it. And semi-accurate have basically said that it's dead in the water. Semi-accurate have in the past been actually pretty accurate, and yeah, that can all be obviously seen in this report here. So if you want to go on over to semi-accurate, then obviously whatever that is, then you can check out that report for yourself. However, we have also had reports of basically the roadmap, should I say, for not AMD, Intel. So here's another report. If I bring this over, and this is from Overclocked. So go over to overclock.net to check this out. And Intel is doing a massive overhaul of not only their architecture, but the way they do things as well. So we're going to be having a look at Ice Lake. And now this is going to be on the 10 nanometer process, apparently, that, as I said in semi-accurate report, they said was going to be dead. However, this report says it's not, and it's going to be on Ice Lake. So Ice Lake has basically had some improvements from Coffee Lake. So L1 cache is going to be increased by 50%. The L2 cache is going to be doubled from 256 to 512. And the processor's L3 cache sits at 4 megabytes, though Intel is known to vary their L3 cache sizes on SKU by SKU basis, making the specs somewhat irrelevant. So it could change between now and when Ice Lake is released. But Intel is expected to release their first 10 nanometer products in late 2019 after AMD launches their initial 7 nanometer Gen 2 product offerings. So again, you're going to get AMD release theirs, and then Intel are going to come in and release their products, kind of like you've had Ryzen Zen 1 Plus, and then obviously, which is a 2 series, and the Threadripper 2s, and then obviously Intel introduced Coffee Lake Refresh 9th Gen 9000 series, whatever you want to call it. And next year AMD are going to release theirs, and then Intel in the later part of 2019 are going to release their 10 nanometer. So yeah, things are jumping about, but as you can see here from Intel Corporation Kaby Lake client, that Intel Corporation Ice Lake client, they are obviously offering it up. And Intel, like I said, have claimed that their yields on the 10 nanometer are improving in their own aim of their own timeline. And I believe in 2019 they're looking at releasing Copper Lake, and in 2020 is when Ice Lake is going to be released as well. So about a year or two away from this actually happening, but it's nice to see Intel actually pushing forward. We haven't had anything since Coffee Lake first released in, I think, 2015, so 3 years now, coming up to 4 years. So yeah, it's nice that we're going to get some new products from Intel. So over to AMD, and AMD hasn't actually officially announced this yet. However, there are rumours of an RX 590 being released. So we're going to pop this up here, which is the benchmarks from Final Fantasy 15. And as you can see, this is from video cards, and there's your RX 590 there. This was tested on Final Fantasy 15 in light, standard, and high definition, all at 1440p. So we're going to get a good round number because they're keeping all the testing the same here. And at light, this is where Intel, I keep saying Intel. So here's where they basically, if you jump down here, they all sit. Again, this is from videocards.com, so do go over there and check it out. But yeah, all their testing is there, and you can see how the RX 590 series is going to be compared to the RX 580 series, and hopefully a big improvement there. So it's looking like it from the benchmarks that have been done. However, Final Fantasy 15 is heavily optimized for Nvidia cards, so yeah, take this with a bit of pinch of salt. It could actually be better than this actually in reality, but obviously Final Fantasy 15 is, like I said, optimized heavily for the Nvidia cards. Going on this and the indication actually of the RX 590, it sounds like AMD are looking at keeping the RX 580 series around. So this can mean one or two things. Either the RX 590 will be released and the 580 prices will go down, which is a good thing on the 580 side for people out there wanting one, or the 580 is going to currently stay at where it is and the 590 is going to be a lot higher. Again, we just don't know yet. It's all sort of rumours and leaks at present, but judging by what we're seeing and what I've seen in the market as well, then it would probably mean that the 580 will go down and the 590 will come out. So be prepared to watch this space next year for the RX 580s coming down in price. In other parts of news, actually as well, we see on the Final Fantasy 15 benchmarks, we see an unnamed GPU, the 66. Where is it coming? Can't zoom in, but the 66AF-C1. Now this is a mystery card, and we don't know what it is as of yet. Why it would be used in a gaming benchmark, we don't know, but we're looking at it being actually Vega 20. So again, a Vega card, I don't know why you'd be using it in a gaming benchmark, but rumours and leaks and things that I've seen on different documents show that 66AFC1 would refer to a Vega 20 card. So if we pop it over here, this again is from Video Cards, which is a main source where I get most of my stuff from. They're generally very, very reliable. Is that the Vega 20 is going to be released on a 7nm GPU. Which again, this is the first of its kind that we're going to see, a 7nm GPU. So hopefully this thing is going to be quite good and quite fast, and yeah, hopefully perform as well as we can think. Vega 20 is targeting the second half of 2018, so it's probably going to be beginning of 2019 that we'll see it released, but they've started work on it. It's a 7nm chip and has 64 compute units. It will feature PCI Express 4 interface and 4 stacks of high bandwidth memory 2, and the power requirements were not known at the time, but were estimated between 150 to 300 watts. So yeah, the card's coming out, it's looking good. We also, if you look a bit down here where it's pixelated, they have cut off half the card. Now, again, from other documents online that I have seen, this may be coming with a DisplayPort on the Radeon Extinct cards, which before Radeon Extinct never had the DisplayPort. So this could be a new card as well. So it's going to be a new card, but with new added features and be more accessible to the market potentially for gaming. We just don't know. But thank you all for coming along. Thank you all for watching. If you did like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Please do click that subscribe button and the bell icon below for more games, tech news updates, products and reviews, and I shall hopefully see you all in the next video.